Hey guys, today I'm gonna be talking on the main reason. Okay, so the driving force. However, that wouldn't allow Robert to stay on the left side of the quadrant, which was what happened to his highly educated but poor dad at the peak of his career. In the early 19s. Oh, and also, for some people who don't get what I'm talking about, the peak of his career, you can skip up to like 50 seconds. I don't know, hopefully. Well, it's like when he's retiring. So, yeah, I'm gonna wait until like 50 seconds. Okay, so in the early 90s, Robert was already out of college and in Pensacola, Florida, going through pilot training for the Marine Corps before a tour in Vietnam. Robert's educated dad was now the superintendent of education for the state of Hawaii and a member of the governor's staff. One evening, his phone rang. He phoned Robert with some interesting news. "Son," he said, "I'm going to resign from my job and run for a lieutenant governor of Hawaii for the Republican Party." Robert gulped and then said, "You're going to run for the office against your boss?" "That's right," he replied. "Why?" Robert asked. "Republicans don't have a chance in Hawaii. The Democratic Party and labor unions are too strong." "I know. Wait, Republicans don't have a chance in Hawaii. The Democratic Party and labor unions are too strong. I know, son. I know that we don't have a prayer of winning. Judge Samuel King will be the candidate for governor, and I will be his running mate." "Why?" Robert asked again. "Why go against your boss if you know you're going to lose?" Because my conscience won't let me do anything else. The games these politicians are playing disturb me." "Are you saying they're corrupt?" Robert asked. Wait, let me just. Okay, so. "Aren't you saying they're corrupt?" Robert asked. "I don't want to say that," said Robert's real dad. He was an honest and moral man who rarely spoke badly about anyone. Yet Robert could tell from his voice that he was angry and such one. Robert said, "I'll just say that my conscience bothers me when I see what goes beyond the senses." Robert couldn't live with himself if he turned to. "I can live with myself if I turned a blind eye and did nothing. My job and paycheck aren't as important as my conscience." After a long silence, Robert realized that his real dad's mind was made up. "Good luck." "Good luck," Robert said quietly. I'm proud of your courage, and I'm proud to be your son." Robert's dad and the Republican ticket were crushed. As expected, the re-elected governor sent word out that Robert's dad was never to work again for the state of Hawaii, and he never did. At the age of 54, Robert's real dad went looking for a job, and Robert's way was on to Vietnam, and Robert was on his way to Vietnam. When he was middle-aged, his real dad was hunting for a job to work. Oh no! And he went was hunting for a job. He went from jobs with big titles and low pay to other jobs with big titles and low pay. He was a tall, brilliant, and dynamic man who was no longer welcome in the only world he knew, the government of employees. He tried starting several small businesses. He was consultant for a while and even bought a famous franchise, but all his efforts failed. As he grew older and his strength slipped away, so does his drive to start over again. His lack of will became even more pronounced after each business failure. He was as successful trying to survive as an a quadrant in which he had no training or experience and for which he had no heart. He loved the world of public education, but he couldn't find a way to get back in. The ban on his employment in the state of government was silent but firmly in place. If not for Social Security and Medicare, the last years of his life would have been a complete disaster. He died frustrated and a little angry, yet he died with a clear conscience. So what kept Robert going in the darkest of hours? Well, it was the haunting memory of Robert's educated dad sitting at home waiting for a phone to ring, trying to succeed in the world of business, a world he knew nothing about. That is the joyous memory of seeing Robert's rich dad grow happier and more successful as years went on. He inspired Robert. Instead of declining at the age of 44, Rich Dad became mega rich. He was constantly in the newspapers. This man who was buying up Waikiki and Mao. His years of methodically building business, investing were paying off, and he was on his way to becoming one of the richest men in the islands. That's really it. So yeah, like and subscribe.